Eviction Notice. The notice taped to the door, beaten bloody with the guts of flies and angry wasps confused by their stunted flight paths. They pound to get inside, as reminders, as omens, as remainders of the many past days, and you've still found nothing. Your pockets and wallets and bank accounts barren as menopausal wombs, and the check in the mail can't afford the fear you've been delivered, the uncertainty. And who can deliver you from this poverty you never asked for? You tried. You tried 4 different jobs in 3 months, and you couldn't slog through 8 hours without crying in the back or dipping out for cigarettes on unpaid breaks. And you smoke instead of eat, unless you sneak abandoned sandwiches left melting on the heater, or you dive dumpsters after work when the stores have forgotten to lock them to keep out your hungry hands, when the stores have tossed out tomatoes unfit to sell yet barely bruised. You sift through without gloves, so putrid after broiling in late July's boil, but you don't notice until later when you fall into your mattress fully clothed, and the smell reminds you of your grandmother baking cabbage rolls and goulash before she died alone in her armchair. You skipped out on the funeral. You were afraid you'd yell at your family for grieving when their grief was undeserved, unwarranted, because where the fuck were they when she forgot who she was? She helped you get by, bought your meds to keep you alive. You have no insurance, nobody else would have. She left, and you had to forget so you could walk 3 kilometers to the job you hate in the pouring rain at 5 a.m. in the pissing rain, sopping in your only uniform when you got there because the wind flipped your umbrella inside out and you needed a loaf of bread to eat, slopped with peanut butter scraping salvaged with a tablespoon. And you don't have time to search for a new home, not a home, but a place you can stay that's safer than the streets because you've kept the needles away for 8 months, but you're weaker now and thinner, shakier. The classifieds, $14.50 plus monthly for a 1-bedroom. You make $1307.54 after tax on a great month. Save the paper, use it for asswipe. Go to the library where internet is free and scour Kijiji and Facebook and random Google searches, etc., etc. Scour blue lit screen like the counters at work where you spray disinfectant but the rag is days old and they won't give you a new one. There's nothing you can afford. You have less than a month to find somewhere. You read somewhere that the previously incarcerated are 10 times more likely to be homeless, and living rough makes the needles choiceless, no contest. It didn't say that last part wasn't part of the study. The only way to forget, the only way to feel all right, feel nothing, and sleep more soundly than you ever have. And you don't tell anyone, but you wouldn't mind if you cooked up a grain too much and banged too hard, and your breathing stopped in a Narcanless alley. But you don't say nothing because everyone feels the same. You don't say nothing because everyone feels the same.
I'm starting the recording now. We shouldn't need to do the clap thing because we're both on, so it should be lined up. Because that's how it worked the other night. So
I was sorry, I had a silent burp.
Holy shit. We're doing a thing.
The podcast is happening. This is like the greatest crossover in podcast history.
This is False in Chud City.
Chud City and This is False come together.
It's the beginning of the revolution.
It's funny because you've had like one episode, right?
Yeah, just
and
the
like
one.
just the one. And already, like, I don't know if you've been to our TikTok page because we haven't posted anything from it. So why would you have been?
Oh
on
my
our TikTok
god, y'all
page?
have a TikTok?
Oh, it's gonna be on fucking fire, bud.
Yeah, we haven't done anything with it yet.
No, it's gonna be great though.
I'm
Yeah,
ready
it will
for
be.
some memes.
But if you read the description or the bio, it says the number 1 leftist podcast in Windsor. Go to hell, Chud City.
To be fair, I do sometimes live in Ottawa, so I don't know if I count as a Windsor podcast.
That's true.
Well, you're certainly not the best one.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, okay. I guess there's beef already.
Even though you're
I'm so conflicted.
on our podcast now, you're conflicted with yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay. The Chud City will die a quiet death one day, unless this cross promotion works. In which case, I'll ditch again.
You'll use this for an audience and then dip.
There you go, literally.
Yeah.
I'll teach those SOBs.
So, Mohammad Akbar,
Woo!
how you doing?
Wait, who's Mohammad Akbar?
Wait, that's not you?
What's Mohammad
Oh,
Akbar?
shit.
What is
Oh,
life?
shit. Did I get Muhammad Amway out again? Did
I
I do the racism?
Oh no, you did it.
No,
Travis,
you
you're such a white male.
you made it this time. No. You got the right Muhammad. It was
Okay,
a 1
that's
in
good.
3 billion chance, so it was pretty. You got it. It's a test.
Yep. So, you're you're the third. What do we call ourselves? What are we?
We're co-hosts. No, it needs to be better than that.
Like, because this is false. It doesn't really lend itself to like a cool.
Yeah, but we
cool
could be
name.
like
The
frontiers.
Tiffers?
Oh,
The Tiffers?
the Tiffers.
That's dumb.
The
I don't like
Tiffers.
that. I don't like
You can
that.
come up with something better than that, man.
Is there a Simpsons reference that we can use? Because that's always popular.
Yeah, I feel
Something-
like the Simpsons references on this podcast are about to go way up.
Oh yeah,
How come they haven't been happening so far?
because you made me really afraid of like getting sued and stuff.
Because I'm being sued? Is that why?
20th
Yeah,
century
and you
Fox.
always say allegedly, Ev, don't threaten
That's
people.
smart. That's really
Ev,
smart.
stop saying stuff that
Listen,
didn't
let
happen.
me tell you, especially in Windsor. Windsor's a litigious town, if there ever
Oh.
was one.
Don't I know it, my friend? I'm currently being sued for $1.5 million.
Holy
I know.
Jesus! From this podcast,
You just gonna take that from this paycheck or the next one?
Yeah, we really got to get them Patreon ducats going.
Yeah,
oh,
for sure.
seriously.
Yep.
All those other crummy podcasts can make.
just to pay for your wanton disregard for people's, appearances.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Right?
Allegedly.
See,
Listen, there's 40 of us being sued for a total of like 10 million or something. But,
Okay,
yeah.
that's more
It's no big
reasonable.
deal.
If
It's
there
only
was-
the
if
second.
there's
It's only the
40
second
people-
largest. It's only the second largest defamation case in Canadian history. Like,
Jesus Christ!
well, that guy can allegedly go suck a fuck.
I didn't say that.
I mean, allegedly, never
I
even
said
did.
allegedly.
We don't even know. But if they were to, he
Yeah,
would be very supportive.
yeah.
Whoever this person may or may not be, if in fact they even exist. Which, of course, they do, because you're being sued for millions of dollars. Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, he might as well have sued me for a pink unicorn with like a green tail or something.
Yeah,
It's like I don't have
a pink.
like
Okay.
$50. How am I gonna
Yeah.
get, like
Yeah.
cool? Get in line, I guess. I'll pay you after I pay the National Student Loan Service Center.
Heyo.
You ain't getting shit.
This is why I can't go back to school.
This is why I can't get a house.
This is why nothing will ever work for me.
I got an
So,
education and it ruined my life.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an episode where we talk about that
For real.
eventually.
For real.
So speaking of university, that's where I met you.
Yeah.
What year would that have been? Like
Probably
20
2010 at least, 2011,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, 2010 makes sense. 2011, yeah.
You still
the,
you remember the first time we met?
I do remember the first time we met. Do you
This
remember
is
the first time we met?
adorable.
Yeah.
Tell me the
of
story.
course. It's nothing spectacular.
No, I don't remember what happened. I just remember it was for the student movement newspaper, right?
Yeah, and we hung out at a table with are we allowed to tell people who we hung out with and stuff? Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck
okay,
it.
yeah. We were hanging out with Kate Murray and
Fucking sue him.
Oh, Kate Murray. Yeah.
yeah, and
Kate,
we were all at a
Kate Murray,
table
who I dated for a while. So that was 2000. That was actually, yeah, that would have been 2011 then. That's when I dated her.
This is so romantic.
Yeah. And
yeah, you mean me and Travis, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
So
I don't know who
love
the
at
fuck that
first
other
sight.
person
We,
is.
we would always make random jokes and such. I always used to
Aw.
make you laugh and stuff because I was just awkward.
Oh my god, you used to make him laugh? What happened?
I mean, this
Let's
podcast
get
has
into
been
this.
successful so far. Like, I got like at least 3-4 solid laughs just in the first 5 minutes. So
Yeah, that's
What a
true.
roll.
You showed up with your hammer and sickle beanie, and I showed up with my Montreal Expos hat,
yup.
and we were a match made in
the
heaven.
rest is history.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
So,
So
Yeah,
I
that
think
was a
there's
good
actually
time.
a picture.
Someone's gonna.
There's a picture somewhere of like a whole group of us from the student movement, and you're wearing your hammer and sickle beanie, and I'm wearing my Montreal Expos hat in the CAW Center on campus.
Yeah.
So, but who are you?
That's the most adorable brocialist shit I've ever fucking heard.
I feel weird because I'm like not facing you right now.
It's okay. You don't have to worry about it.
Adjust this microphone here.
Okay.
All right.
Worry about it, I guess.
I'm gonna worry about it.
Okay.
All right, God.
It's like half his job.
Yeah, I know.
It's my only job, but it pays $18.
We were
$18 a month.
we
split
work
3
together
ways.
worrying.
Yeah.
That's our job.
I can't even divide 18 by 3.
Neither can I.
It's okay. We'll add that $1 from Chud City. Really spread out the wealth, you know.
Oh shit! 19 doesn't divide any easier into 3.
Oh my god! If we're gonna start talking about math on this podcast, I'm out.
Actually, that's 6.33.
It's actually funny because 18
great.
divides perfectly into 3 by 6. But I really want to bring it up.
Oh
I really
Mo,
want to
come
be
on!
that guy.
You're gonna be the math daddy now. Like Mo, I need to figure out a tip
hold
for
on.
this meal.
My 51 in calculus is really showing. So she's pretty solid.
I had to take a skills test just to get into school for woodworking because I was that bad at math.
Yeah, I was good at math until right now, until right this minute.
Like I can read a tape measure and shit, but I can't. Like I can like add and subtract all of the like 5/8 and 16ths and 32nds.
Oh,
but
fuck
I
that
can't.
shit.
Hey,
But that's
you know
useful.
What?
Sorry.
Y'all remember
It's
bed
useful.
mass? Do you remember what bed mass is?
Oh yeah, I use bedmass
Yeah.
all the time.
I never
Apparently
use
it's
it, but I know
wrong.
what it is.
Apparently, that's not
Wrong.
even the right formula. I was on TikTok and people were like, solve this formula. I forget what the formula was. And then they were like, bed mass doesn't actually work and gives you the wrong answer. There's like a whole other thing that you're supposed to use, which I forget what it is. That kind of sucks. But
You're
like,
destroying my world
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
blowing our minds right now.
yeah, it's the
Travis and I are staring at
Oh,
each other in fear.
I googled it. It's called PEMDAS. I don't know what that stands for.
No,
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
parentheses instead of brackets?
Yeah, I think it's. Let's see. What is PEMDAS? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Before it was division was first. Yeah, this is.
Eh?
They're
See, now,
changing
the way I
everything.
was taught was it didn't matter which you did first. In
Yeah,
those
because
ones.
I was taught BEMDAS, which is because my family is like, let's be different.
Yeah, yeah, because like addition and subtraction too. Like you
Yeah.
didn't really have to worry about
Yeah,
that
those
one
were
either.
interchangeable, and so was the multiplication.
So they
and
really
division.
just cleaned up the vernacular because technically they're not brackets, they're parentheses.
Yeah, I know.
Why are we talking about math?
I don't know. I gotta sneeze.
Mo, who are you? Tell us about yourself. Oh my
god.
god. Sorry.
We got a good run. That was a solid.
I don't have ears anymore. I can't.
Thank
do a
you
fuck.
for your years of loyal patronage.
Okay, I'm done. I'm good.
Greatest This Is False episode ever. Can we keep this up? I don't know if we can keep this up.
I'm
Honestly,
a good Tiffer.
this is a tonal change from our last episode, so maybe it's all right.
Yeah, this might be a good thing. Oh, I'm so sweaty from that
Oh my
sneeze.
god,
Okay, sweaty.
I'm so sweaty
See what
from
I did
that
there?
sneeze.
Wait
Wow.
a minute. Hold on. Wait.
Just making marks of the time so I can delete this part.
Put it on the Patreon only. You know, it'll be a little bonus clip there for them.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't spoil the Patreon thing. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about here. We should.
Oh, we should probably.
Yeah, so-
Y'all aren't
okay,
here
so
to
who-
just constantly plug Patreon? I thought that was the whole idea.
Yeah, that's your job. Yeah. So we joked when we tested last night that you're our diversity hire.
Yeah.
That's how I want it. I'm all about
Yeah.
equity. So, affirmative action is the greatest program ever introduced in this world.
I'm just happy to have another man on this podcast.
Yeah, that's the
what-
thing. Like we
what we needed.
we're gaining
Coming after
cred
the brown man
points.
already.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're gaining cred points because you're brown, but we're losing them because you're a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty-
pretty
Can't win.
sure that I win because I'm a white woman and is clearly more marginalized than
And you're
anyone.
queer.
And I'm queer. That's
Yeah, there you
true.
go.
So, like, what the fuck, Travis? How dare you?
Listen, I'm the problem here. Okay, I know this.
Okay.
I know this.
Good.
We gotta get a round table going. Just just continue adding. And It'll work out.
We gotta figure out who is the most marginalized here, and then we just do whatever they say.
Yeah, we got to have the struggle Olympics on this as
Yeah,
false. Yeah.
it's gotta happen. I had a long conversation with Star about this the other night, and I was like, we should be mic'd right now.
That's really interesting because I got some feelings about intersectionality, which I love, but people really use all this stuff pretty badly, eh?
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah,
we
it's
could
so
really,
bad.
we could go on. Well, maybe we'll save that from when we talk about the election because I feel like it's relevant.
Yeah,
Great.
I
Are
think
we
it
going to
might
be
be.
called class reductionists? I can't wait.
Oh yes,
I
it's
want
gonna
that.
be my favorite thing.
That.
It's gonna be my favorite thing. I love being called a class reductionist. I've been called that unironically only about a dozen times.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
People don't talk to me because I'm a cunt. So
we're getting distracted. We're doing the thing.
Okay, I'm doing the thing.
Okay, so Mo,
Mo, who are you?
who are you as a person? Give the listeners. Also, can we call you Mohammad Akbar, Mo Akbar? Is that how do you want to be referred to on the podcast? Do you want a cool?
Well, I've always been wanting to be called the Macho Man Randy Savage, but that wouldn't fit.
Can I call you Momo?
Momo?
I like
sure.
Momo.
That's I haven't been called that since high school, but yes, absolutely.
Aw.
That's a classic.
Because we have like different last names because we don't want people knowing who we really are.
Everybody already knows.
We're ashamed. Everyone knows. That's fine.
Yeah.
But do you want a cool last name, or are you cool with your?
Sure, I'll take some alias. You can give me some sweets. You could just call me Muhammad, and that would work. Like I could just go.
Yeah. I feel like if I tried to give you like a last name like Spanish or Irish, it would just be racist. So I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I would kill to have an Irish last name, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I should be more prepared for this. I can't think of some Arabic name I could use.
I don't know what to say here.
Yeah. No, we can't say anything. Let's just not.
This is fun.
So you're
Don't call me Aladdin. That's
Oh Jesus!
that's the one I'm not allowed
Wow,
to bring
yeah.
up.
Holy shit.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna do that.
No, that's fucked up.
Even though it's a really good idea. It's super racist.
I did grow up loving Aladdin, but not the first or second ones. I grew up on the third Aladdin, which not a lot of people know about.
Hold
They
on.
made
what?
a third Aladdin?
They made a
Yeah.
second Aladdin? The fuck is this shit? Of course it is Disney. What am I thinking?
Oh my god.
Well, the second one was pretty popular, I think, because it was the one with the Return of Jafar, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
I
I do remember
the
that.
Return of Jafar.
Yes, I remember
The
that.
third one was Aladdin and the King of Thieves, which
Oh, I vaguely remember that too.
I don't remember that at all. I think I was doing drugs by then.
Probably.
I
Me
think
too.
it's on Netflix. You might want to. Well, it's probably on Disney Plus now. It's probably
Yeah.
Yeah,
long
right.
gone.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah, well, you can come up with something if you want. I'll stick with Mo for now, but maybe
right.
I'll come up with something later. But
All right.
yeah,
well, you may not have as much to hide as we do.
oh,
Like, you're a respectable boy.
Oh yeah.
it's more like everything I could have done has already been done. There was the whole supporting Palestine thing.
Oh
There was the whole
You got fucked for that. I forgot about that.
Oh, tell me.
yeah.
That's a long
Oh, yeah.
story. We'll
Yeah,
do a
we'll
whole
get
episode
into
on
it.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there
We should really do a whole episode on that one.
we
Let's do
really
it.
should. There's a lot to
Maybe
explore
not
there.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, the university tried to take Mo down.
Yeah,
Because,
Like,
you,
literally.
because you supported Palestine?
Yeah.
because
What?
a bunch of brown people supported Palestine and got
Yeah,
involved
it
in
was
the
the thing.
university, and they were like, "Oh no, there's too many brown people." What
Oh,
do we do?
man.
They're getting elected to council positions. We must stop this.
Classic
They're
problems.
they're being put in volunteer positions in a pretty minor league organization. We must stop the Browns.
Oh man.
Yeah,
we
that was
do need
fucked
to
up.
do
There was a whole
episode.
Windsor Star like graphic cover story about you. I remember that.
Yeah, I made
crazy.
it into McLean's. Ezra Levant was into that, but that wasn't my only call. I then did a very long piece a few years later in this Toronto newspaper about how like trans people shouldn't be bullied or face like
Right.
victimization. And
Yeah, I used
blew
that
up
in my
too.
class when I
Yeah.
was teaching media literacy. You were reading in my class.
Whoop whoop! If
Yeah.
only I could
That
get
was
into a
good.
master's program. Can I cite that? I was like, I was taught in a university. Bring me in.
I'll write you a recommendation letter. I have a lot of clout in the academic circles.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yo,
Oh yeah,
everybody
you sure
loves
do.
you.
That's why I'm unemployed.
You fucking Marxist.
Yeah, go read my rate your professor page.
It was my
it's
favorite
a fun
thing.
one.
I recommended it to my friend Stacy to read it. I was like, check it out. It's the most funny fucking thing ever.
Yeah, he's a socialist and a Marxist.
And then your good reviews are like, he made it safe for me to be who I needed to be.
Yeah.
And like, he made it safe for me to like come out. He was understanding.
It's really funny to read the.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Travis. If you're a Marxist, aren't you a part of some sort of Marxist takeover of Canada? Like, shouldn't you be hooked up? What's going on here?
Come on, man.
Officially,
Be
we can't
cool,
talk
would you?
about that.
Would you be
I
cool?
mean, what Marxist secret organizations that run everything in Canada?
Exactly. Nothing to worry
Who
about.
is
folks.
David Suzuki? I don't even know who David Suzuki
I
is.
just totally fucked up my mic.
No, man. We still haven't got to who you are. Who are you? You're just gonna
He's
be
deflecting.
mysterious.
He's
You're
gonna be
deflecting
yeah.
hard.
I'm just joking. Like, I can't turn it off at this point. But who am I? I mean, like, I'm a Windsor born and raised person. I think that defines my identity significantly. Growing up in Windsor is definitely an experience I would recommend to anyone. Yeah, it was a really fun time, and there was never any problems.
I get
was-
what he's doing.
It was
Yeah,
so
he's-
great. It was
I
so
see.
great. And
This is all-
I do like Windsor, though. I will say that. That part is
Simply
serious.
not true.
Yeah, Windsor's. It's if you don't both love it and hate it, then you're not doing it right.
Honestly, the reason that I love Windsor is because there's so much work to be done here.
Yeah,
That's why
Ooh.
I love Windsor.
That's a
lot of
good
work to
point.
be done
And
here.
I was living in I'm living in Ottawa for a bit, or like I go back and forth nowadays. But like, yeah, Windsor is a very special city. I will say, like, Ottawa is just kind of boring, and everybody's
very white collar.
Oh Jesus,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. There's still action there though. It's just not you're not allowed to do as much of it because
Yeah.
it's on Daddy's front yard.
Yeah, and it's very closed off. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
cliques here. I'm sure there's a lot of cliques in Windsor that I just don't really know about or pay attention to, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff in Ottawa. Anyway, who else am I? It's like, you remember Anger Management, where the guy keeps on being like, I'm trying to ask you who you are. I'm just like, and the guy
And you're
keeps
just
on
You're
going
Adam
straight.
Sandler,
Yeah,
getting
it's
madder
like-
and madder. Yeah.
It's like, what do you want from me? No, yeah, I've moved around. I've lived in like five Ontario cities, and yeah, I
Was
really
Windsor
like-
your favorite?
No, not by a long shot. No, of course not. Why would Windsor ever be my favorite in anything?
Because we're so diverse and
It's not the best or the worst.
progressive.
Place. It's
It's good
just
food. It was really good food.
yeah, that's true.
Oh man,
Windsor's food is
we have dope
unparalleled
food.
for small cities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
really
think my
great.
favorite was I lived in Waterloo for a couple of years. That was a nice city. Toronto,
Oh, I
though.
lived-
The year I lived in Toronto was amazing because, of course, it was. Because I got to
Yeah.
be that guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Windsor, I
Yeah,
go for
whatever.
Toronto. Even if you just live on one of the subway stops, you're like, this is the most perfectest city in the world. Like,
And you hear Toronto, it's complaining about public transit, and you're just like, what the fuck?
I was homeless when I lived there. It wasn't great.
In Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Toronto kind of.
But you know, there are a lot of resources there.
Yeah.
Lots of stipulations though. You can't be homeless in Toronto with a partner who is a different age and different gender than you.
What?
It's really it gets a lot more difficult to find shelters that will accept both of you in, and you of course want to stay together because you want to be safe. But you know, we couldn't get into any of the same shelters because we were at that cutoff point where I was too young and he was too old to either go, or this one was women only and this one was men only. You know what I mean? And it was like it was a pain in the ass.
Does John
Yeah.
Tory know about this?
Probably.
Sarcasm, yeah.
I'm sure he's been told. Whether he knows or not is
Yeah.
a different question.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, so you've done. We were talking on the last episode about how you're going to bring some knowledge of the political system in this country to the podcast?
Oh, I gotta know things?
Because Evan and I can't be bothered to care.
Oh yeah, we're relying on you for that, Momo.
Okay, I promise you I
100%.
steal all of my knowledge from 2 YouTubers. One is Hassan Piker. So
It's a good start.
yeah, good start. So all of this is secondhand. I'll try and quote when I can. But no, yeah, I got some knowledge of the nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, thank God.
I know I sat beside you at the NDP celebration. It wasn't really a celebration on election night.
It was kind of morose.
It's kind of morose. But I remember sitting beside you, and you just had all this knowledge of all the candidates, and you were like, "Oh, that person won," and "Oh, this person was doing better than I thought." And I was just like, "I don't even know who these fucking people
I
are."
was paying so much attention to that election. I was so hopeful, and then I was like, I'm going to celebrate with all my Windsor peeps. It's going to be great. Brian Massey and all the other 3, and then it didn't work out that way.
No.
I like the tagline. I was so hopeful, and then ...
Yeah.
That's
That's
like
generally how my life goes, honestly. It's usually a
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, you're
insane.
way more optimistic than I am. You've
It's
always
really
been more
bad,
optimistic.
though. It's
We're a
slowly
little
being
jaded
beaten
now.
out of me. Yeah. This just comes with age. Everybody has to be dead inside by the time they're like 21, but you can usually make it last.
I was kind of hopeful at 21. Like I was still hopeful, and I was still really angry, and I was like, yeah, this is coming. The revolution's coming. It's right around the corner. We're gonna bring it. Here we go, guys. And then, yeah.
really
And now I'm
does
36,
fly,
and
huh?
I'm just like, I'm so tired.
Now it's 2020, and even though we're going through a global pandemic, people are still like, yeah, but it's like, it could be worse.
It really-
It's fine.
TV
This
could
is
suck. There
fine.
could be worse shows.
Yeah.
We wouldn't
Fucking
have,
unbelievable.
there could be like less seasons of,
Could be worse.
There could only be 21 seasons of South Park.
Oh, there you go.
That's a callback.
In the industry, they call it a callback.
Yeah, we in the industry.
Comedy comes in 3s. One more South Park reference and we're golden. Somebody shoehorn it in there.
Tell us everything you know about the candidate in Hamilton Center. Go.
Oh, Hamilton Center. Are we talking Matthew Green? I think it was Matthew Green.
I knew he'd know it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, that's the NDP guy. That's not fair. You would know that one. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot that was the guy that. Yeah, that's the guy that won. Yeah, I'm
throw
dumb.
some liberals at me. I'll be like, who are these people?
Yeah,
What is your name?
Ev's like, who the fuck is Matthew Green?
I'm literally looking on my phone right now. I'm like, I gotta read something here.
He's like the progressive NDP guy. He's kind of like even like progressive even for the NDP.
And he was
Oh.
a city councilor. He did cool things as a city councilor too. He's got a bit of a reputation for being cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Should be a
cool.
guest
Put it
here.
here.
We should invite him on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're working on a few people from that area because of 1492 Land
Oh,
Back
yeah,
Lane.
yeah.
We're trying to get someone on from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll if we want to get into some stuff. You want to get into some stuff?
I kind of want to get into some stuff.
What do you want to get into?
Well, I kind of want to get into the Clearwater.
Oh,
Yeah.
Food.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
You have the info on that in front of you?
Yes, I do.
You want to do a little reading?
Well, you know how this always goes. But here we go. Okay, so this is from Global News. Mi'kmaq Coalition acquires 50% of Nova Scotia-based seafood giant Clearwater Seafoods.
Woo!
Yeah.
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 We did it! Oh, we didn't do it.
We did nothing.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, so as of Monday, 50% of Clearwater Seafood has been acquired by a coalition, which includes Member 2 First Nation. Apologies for mispronouncing all of this stuff. Their new business partner, Premium Brands, and a number of participating Mi'kmaq communities across Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Founded in 1976, Clearwater Seafood is one of the largest companies, yada, yada,
Yeah,
yada.
we talked about Clearwater.
Yeah, we
for
don't
quite a
need
bit on
to.
the-
Yeah, so
on their
basically,
fuckery.
the transaction means that the Mi'kmaq not only become 50% owners of the company, but expect to hold Clearwater's Canadian fishing licenses within a fully Mi'kmaq-owned partnership, which is dope.
That's dope as fuck.
That is dope.
I mean, we were sitting here talking on this podcast about how
Yeah,
the media was surprisingly silent on Clearwater's role
and then
in that conflict.
boom.
And then the Mi'kmaq are like, yeah, you know what we're going to do, though?
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself, settlers.
Yeah.
Good work.
So
I don't know what that means long term for all of this, but that seems like a really promising development.
Yeah, no, it says this is a transformational opportunity for the Mi'kmaq to become significant participants in the commercial fishery, blah, 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 global market presence.
Basically, they were like, so you're going to burn our shit. You're going to not buy our lobster, so we're just going to buy the company that does everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Now you work for us, motherfuckers.
Yeah, which is like a fucking gangster move. Like
that is some real gangster shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. I didn't even see that coming at all.
No, I didn't even know
Not
it was on
even
the
a little
table.
bit.
So
Yeah.
brilliant.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Like blew it out of the fucking park.
Yeah, some good news, some rare good news to share on this.
Kudos
as well.
to them.
Yeah, I mean, and hey, it's on the Toronto Stock Exchange, so if you want to support them in shoring up their shares,
Yeah.
you can probably, I don't know for sure, obviously, I'm not a stocks bro yet.
Stonks.
Stonks.
Stonks. Yeah, no, but we can all buy shares too and support them, but also, I just hope they don't get caught in a bunch of corporate wrangling, but they own the place, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a problem.
Well, it also says that the commercial acquisition is separate from both their moderate livelihood fishery and their commercial inshore fishery operations. So there's still separation between those,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
It probably means that Clearwater is going to have better environmental practices and more
Exactly.
attention to making sure that the livestock is not, completely wiped out.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing something about vile racists, and that'd be nice.
Yeah, firing
might-
everyone who locked them in a lobster pound.
Yeah, it might be a little bit more difficult for Clearwater to stir the pot when half of them are the people that they hate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, that's good news.
it's really good news. I
Yeah.
was so pumped to read that.
I like I say, I don't know enough about what that means for this whole conflict and what
Yeah,
it
there
means
could
for
be
their
some-
future, but I'm assuming that that's just a really good thing.
It sounds like a really good thing on its face, and as we know, we should probably read into it a little bit more before we get too excited. But
I tried to look around really quickly, but there wasn't a whole lot on it
Oh,
yet.
come
so-
on. Let's just make a bunch of hot takes. That's what we're
Yeah,
here
let's-
for. It's a podcast.
exactly. Well, I woke up bright and early at 2 p.m. and just saw that pop up on my feed and was so happy.
Yeah.
And then I
Same.
decided to not think any more about it until just now.
That's what we
So-
do here.
Yeah.
I can't think of an eloquent segue. Eloquent. I don't know what the fuck. The irony of me trying to use those words.
Mm-hmm.
But do you two want to talk a little bit about COVID? Just a little?
That's-
You know what?
yeah,
I wouldn't mind
always.
it.
Every day of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ontario hit a new high today. Are we excited?
No.
Another new high. Another new high.
I don't want to know.
1,300 and some odd. 1,388, I think was the number. Just today.
I mean, but are you really surprised at all?
No.
No.
This is what was going to happen when they opened the economy.
Yeah.
But there's.
Yeah.
Did you see the Facebook group?
What?
Which one?
You don't know about? Do you all know about the Facebook group that's like questioning COVID in Windsor,
Oh,
Essex?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Marie
With
Typhoid
Celia-
Curry.
Yeah, Curry. She's such
COVID Curry.
she's such a train wreck. Typhoid Curry is my favorite.
Jeez.
The comic nerd in me is like, yeah.
Yeah. No, we did a whole thing on Curry. We went to the mall and confronted. I don't think we actually saw her, did we? Or you weren't there.
I
were you?
weren't. I
Yeah.
weren't there.
You weren't. You weren't there.
but I heard all about it, and you guys didn't actually see her, but there were
No, we saw other people that were supportive.
Yeah, and what you had the opportunity to do was actually go into businesses and speak with managers and employees there and get some information on that
Yeah.
side of things, because
And
that's
like give them information about what they had the right to refuse
right,
and all
yeah,
of that.
Exactly.
And then we got reprimanded by mall security.
Of course.
How
Leave
dare
it to
you
the
confront
Wobblies to get
these
reprimanded.
people?
Yeah, they literally didn't do anything about the people wandering around without masks. But
Yeah.
the people informing the workers of their rights, get them the fuck out.
How dare you? How dare you tell people what their legal rights are?
Yeah.
Like that's I can't believe that.
The
So
audacity.
disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, but this sort of gets into why this is an ongoing story. My cat is mushing the microphone. This is
It's
good.
because I'm not sitting with her.
Is that like so Doug Ford relaxed pretty much every regulation
Yeah.
in Ontario regarding COVID. He's just like, fuck it.
He got
I think that
tired
happened
of-
on Friday.
Yeah, he
it was
was
part
like,
of a Friday news dump that nobody paid
You know,
attention
guys,
to.
I've been doing pretty good with this. I think we could just fucking chill.
No one's
Yeah.
paying attention anymore. Might as
Yeah.
well. I got a few
fine.
good months.
I'm getting tired of the calls.
Sandy and Nora did a really good episode on it this week, where they talked a little bit about it, and they were talking about how, like, you know, like the ruling class is totally fine with this because they've flattened the curve for the people that matter to them.
exactly.
Right, which is white middle class people.
Yeah.
They're not getting sick very much.
Yeah.
It's mostly in Toronto. It's like the overwhelming amount of cases in BIPOC communities in Toronto is just like it's fucking crazy compared to the population, and like.
It's the same like with that community in all cities because you don't have access to the resources that you need.
Yeah, and people are often working
You're
in
working
jobs
and
that
you
they're more exposed.
have to be closer to people.
Yeah, they
and that's
often
what
have
I'm
bigger
talking
families.
about.
Transit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I've been riding transit in most of the cities I've been in, and like it's not like people need to use it, right? Like
Yeah.
at first they just ran more buses, but of course they weren't going to do that forever because what city?
Well, they didn't
wants
do that here.
Yeah.
They completely shut down the
They
buses.
shut
here.
down the buses so that people were completely isolated.
Yeah. And then they brought them back, and I don't think they've even still. I don't think they're at full service.
No, they're
Of
not.
course, Windsor tried to save even more money. Like, oh come
Yeah,
on!
of course. Yeah.
And also the response of small businesses that I have seen to COVID has been abhorrent because a lot of the small businesses that I've like had to go into and things like that just completely disregard the mask requirements and things like that. They just don't give a shit.
Are you telling me that business owners are
Yeah.
shitty?
Yeah, how dare I
Are
say
you
that small
telling
business
me
owners.
that the engine of our economy.
Yeah,
How dare you?
I'm fucking saying
You're not
it.
a Canadian.
Nope,
Yeah.
guess not.
I mean,
Guess not.
I mean, who really is an quote unquote Canadians? I don't even know if Canadians exist.
Oh, the real Canadians are they're middle class white men.
There was a quote I was looking for. Oh, okay. So this is in the story that was in CBC, which is Trudeau calls on premiers and mayors to do the right thing as COVID caseloads rise. Why don't you just do it, Justin?
Yep.
What the fuck are you waiting on mayors and God damn it?
This is why you have that job.
Yeah, literally why you have that job, motherfucker.
Everybody already thinks you're a Marxist, like tyrannical, whatever. Like, you might as well.
Fucking Trudeau.
It's like before
he
you quit and hand the reins to Chrystia Freeland, don't you want to have some fun? Like, come on.
But then he goes on and just like, you know, does the whole we need to make sure that our governments are doing the right thing. And then Doug Ford, man, never disappoints.
Dougie.
Duggar. He says, quote, "I don't know if he's speaking to me directly," said Premier Doug Ford when asked about Trudeau's warning. Quote, "If he is, I want to thank him for his ongoing support, but we need more support for businesses. That's what we need."
Oh,
I mean,
And like fuck me.
oh my God.
And then Trudeau goes on to talk about how, you know, they're doing more for businesses. There's no mention in here of
People?
like fucking people. It's just businesses
We're
who
doing
like
all we can for the businesses, guys.
but they don't
fucking
even
insane.
do. So, like, my parents run a small business, and they're old, and they shouldn't be working, but of course they're working. And it's like they like I printed everything for them when COVID first started. The guidelines are horrendous. Nothing is like it's like put up a screen and wear some masks and sanitize your hands. They give no information to business owners, and like that
Business as usual.
Yeah, it's just like there's nothing there. So it's like, how much are you spending on doing nothing for like immigrants who are just trying to make it work?
Yeah.
And just like there's no protections for anybody, workers or like
People who have to be in shelters. And
but like
people have to, yeah,
like where are all the breakouts or a lot of the things, the hotspots are like long-term care homes, and like how did you not think about that like day one? It's like, holy crap, we have a bunch of very immunocompromised people in very isolated spaces.
yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be something to focus on?
And
well,
then-
and it's still like even now the breakouts that are happening again.
Yeah.
Even though this happened in March and April.
Yeah.
And like the what was the story I was reading about Riviera, the one that's actually owned by the Canada Pension Plan and is like run by people who are appointed by the government.
Oh, buddy.
And they're going into these Riviera homes and finding them completely abandoned and people dead in their beds for days.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
fucking
crap.
insane. It's
And-
fucking insane.
The long-term care workers there are so overburdened right now that like they're fucking up on their paperwork. They're doing things just to say they got them done because they're under pressure constantly, and they're the ones who are saying to the managers, like, this is fucked up, this isn't working, and then the managers are just turning around and saying, like, you guys are fucking up. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, the accountability
what are
is not
you
there.
doing, manager? Like, Jesus.
My parents-in-law they both work at long-term care homes, like in Waterloo, and the stories that I have heard, they both were working at one of the scary ones, and the stories that I've heard, I'll get some more information from my father-in-law, because he's
if you're out there and you are a worker at one of these places and you want to come on the podcast, we'll do everything we can to obscure your identity so you don't get fired for speaking out. But
absolutely.
But if anyone's out there that wants to come on, like 100%, we will have you on to talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, next week I think we're going to have my friend Jay MacArthur on.
Yep.
Who has done some, I think she's done some research generally with health and COVID and all kinds of stuff. So she might talk about that a little bit too. But
that'd be good.
It'd be cool to have a worker's perspective from inside one of those places.
Definitely, especially one of the larger ones, because they have a lot of new policies changing all the time and coming down from their like national headquarters place. But it's brutal.
But like, just returning to the politician reaction about this, I mean, basically Doug Ford's response has been to like shrug, being like, whatever, fuck it. Meanwhile, Whole Foods comes out and says, "Oh, you can't wear poppies on your uniforms."
I know.
Doug Ford, oh man. And I mean, I shouldn't even shit on Doug Ford, because the NDP, the federal NDP, tabled the fucking motion to reprimand Whole Foods for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, really, NDP? This is what you're getting off your fucking asses for? Like, god damn it. Sorry, Mo. I know you like the party sometimes.
I mean, it's a vehicle. I mean, I like Jagmeet Singh, and it's a vehicle. What do you do? We don't have really...
I like Jagmeet Singh too, but that was fucked. I mean, like, really...
Disrespectability stuff goes way too far all the time.
Yeah, but Jagmeet, this is clearly
symbolic bullshit.
It's clearly like a let's tug at your heartstrings and see who we can get on our side. If we can't win you with our ideas on COVID, then maybe we can get at some people who care about the poppies.
What happens
it's
to
just
freedom of
performative
speech?
shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's funny because again, Sandy and Nora, I feel like I just listen to their podcast and then bring all their talking points on here. But
I mean, we all are secretly, but also not so secretly, always trying to guide our political compasses with what Sandy and Nora say. I do the same thing.
Yeah, we should be, really. But they were saying that the original thing with Whole Foods that like caused this, the policy that said you can't add things to your uniform, was actually them banning workers wearing Black Lives Matter stuff in the States.
Jeez.
And so, and it's part of the same policy.
Yeah.
So, like, but where were the politicians on that one? I wonder. Were they upset that workers couldn't express themselves in favor of Black Lives Matter as a movement?
Listen, man, they had to worry about the pandemic then.
Yeah, but poppies. Oh, you insulted the World War I veterans. How dare you?
How dare?
I mean, like, I know.
Stop throwing your podcast equipment around.
Don't even World War I veterans like not care for the poppies anymore?
You mean all the dead people?
The general consensus that I have heard from...
Are there any alive anymore? Like, it's 100
I don't know, it's probably like 2. But I'm going to give you the opinion of those 2 people right
119 years old. Who cares?
Yeah, no, they say they fought for the right for you to decide whether or not you want to wear a poppy.
Wow, so in fact, by not letting
veterans
us go through, we're insulting the remaining veterans. Wow.
Yeah, the alive ones.
Someone tell Doug Ford. Oh my God, does he even know?
He doesn't not even know. he don't know.
Yeah, so just a reminder to all you folks out there, your politicians care more about your right to wear a poppy than your right to, not have fluid in your lungs.
Yeah. Fuck it. Right? That's what matters.
Ironically, I mean...
It's November. Don't care about anything except for fucking veterans.
I'm sure, like, if you get a politician going enough, they would probably admit to still caring for eugenics and just, like, thinning the population. Like, I'm sure that's definitely a thing.
I mean, that's what we're seeing, right? When you look at the racial breakdown of COVID-19 and who it affects, I mean, that is what we're seeing. Yeah. Like, it's just black people. Oh, well, fuck it. Let's open the economy again then.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was only isolated largely to people of color. Well, fuck it.
Yeah, poor communities. No, they're not productive people anyway.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck
I
'em.
have been in like sessions with like sitting MPs back in the Stephen Harper days who have said, I'm sure other parties have people who would say this too, but they literally would just say whatever is on their minds, which is usually very racist stuff. Like,
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that
These
they're
are
saying it.
I mean, these are
guess.
not smart people, right? This
Yeah.
is the whole you're not smarter or you're smarter than your local city councilor thing, right? Like
Yeah.
these are not uniquely bred people who are like, "Oh, you were born to be a politician. You're
Ugh.
smarter than everyone else." Like, no, they're
no
fucking
Ralph Nader,
dumbasses.
that's
Yeah.
for sure.
No, they're not.
They're no Ralph Nader.
Here's a reference for you.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather hear someone say what's on their mind than just know that they're thinking it and everybody thinks you're crazy.
It's true. When they say it, it makes it easier to criticize.
Exactly.
I mean, the liberals are good at not saying it, right? That's what
makes
their whole
them
thing.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
closed doors, they'll say a lot of stuff. Like, every once in a while, people will get caught. Like, there was this panel about, like, feminism, and, like, these young organizers through this panel, and this, like, liberal senator showed up. Was just like, I don't know, she was just like, young women should wait their turn or something, and said some other racist stuff. And they were just like, what are you doing? Why did you say this?
I love having you on this podcast.
This is what I'm here for.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, it is fucking insane.
See me
Yeah,
buying
yeah.
a stand up when COVID is over.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so does anyone want to say anything else about the COVIDs? We like shockingly, we haven't really talked about COVID much in this podcast, like at all. Because I feel like when we started it in July, we were already sick of it.
It's been huge. It's
like-
been such a huge saturation of it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we do this. I know, Mo, you need to know that Travis and I do this podcast so that we don't off ourselves or something.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it's
that's
totally-
like kind of the point of life. We've all got that deep desire to just be free.
yeah.
Yeah. Some people have video games. We scream at politicians. It's fine.
We just like to yell into the void for like an hour every week.
Speaking of yelling at politicians,
Yay.
we don't need to like completely rehash what we talked about last week where Ev and I, we got very angry. Mo, did you hear last week's episode?
I did not. I've been really busy at work, but do tell. I'm ready to hear.
Sure, yeah, I'm really busy at work. That's fine.
Just rub it in everybody's face.
The employed class strikes again.
I mean, I did just unionize, so technically I'm a worker. Technically?
You unionized?
Yeah, I unionized my workplace. Well, the full-time unit with this union called COPE.
Oh, yeah, Cope. Yeah, I make fun of their names sometimes.
You know that they changed their name in BC from COPE to Move Up?
That's a better name, but I guess. Is it a better name?
We're coping.
We're just coping. We have no hope of winning. We're just coping.
That's awesome.
It's almost as bad as PSAC.
Well, it's
That's
good
the
that
only
you're
one. That's the
unionized.
only union that has a worse name than Cope is PSAC.
That's why you gotta say, if you go up to a really high up PSAC person, they're like, "What? It's PSAC," and they look at you funny. It's really interesting. I got told that when I was in Ottawa because everybody here is part of a PSAC. Because it's
I think Ev is just now realizing that there is a union called PSAC. I think this is new information for her.
Totally new information.
yeah, it's like
Oh my god.
like there are many of the
Gotta go
federal
empty your
government. Yeah.
sack.
Yeah, any federal government worker in PSAC.
I'm sorry. I'm 10 and a half years old.
It's a sack full of beef.
Okay.
I never put two and two together. Huh.
Sorry, we got derailed there a little bit. That's okay, because what I was gonna say was, last week we yelled at. She's still going. She's still laughing. We were yelling at Reno last week, and we don't really need to go into this too much, but he basically has us blocked on everything, which is probably not terribly shocking to
Not
anyone. But
Reno.
And he finally blocked us on Twitter.
Reno.
yeah, he did block us on Twitter.
That's
But
an update from last week.
yeah, so
We're
he
blocked on Twitter now.
we talked. You'll have to go back and listen to it, Mo. We talked about the rail cut eviction of the homeless folks down there, and
Oh, I did catch that part. I think I listened to like half of it. But I didn't
Yeah,
catch
we
the Reno
we yelled
hospital.
at Reno. We yelled at Reno a lot. We got really angry about it.
Because he fucking deserves it.
And then he basically pulled a "This is false," which is why we're called "This is false," is because he originally told us we were lying about what we were seeing down there back in July.
Yeah.
And he said, just
This is
saying
false.
"This is false" over and over again. This is false. This is false. Like fake news, fake news.
But this
And,
time he said this is simply not true.
Yes.
Ooh.
So we have to rename the podcast.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
really showed you two.
Yeah, but
Well,
he didn't
the-
say it to us though. He said it.
you.
He said it to other people. Basically, that all the people who were down there that day are lying about what they saw and lying about what the city's role is,
and they don't understand what actually happens down there.
Mhm.
And
or
they-
in the complex world of city government.
yes, he did say everything was very complex.
Very complex. Us plebes wouldn't understand it.
I want him to explain it to me.
Explain it, please, Mr. Bortoli.
Mr. Beefaroni.
Please explain to me why the 8th richest country in the world cannot house people. Yes,
It's
Reno.
very complex.
Please explain the complex workings of housing to me.
I mean, at this point, like, so many cities have done it that it's like, what?
Yeah, so many cities have at least addressed part of it. Like,
Yeah.
Again, we've never been calling on Reno himself to solve homelessness. Although, they really, cities could do a lot and could actually solve it, I think, if they wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just
Political
not,
will that
It's not
makes it not
really
happen.
going to be, profitable for them.
But yeah, so if you're listening to this and you were down in the rail cut and you haven't seen what Reno said, he was basically telling us that we're dumbasses and liars.
Yeah.
And the things that we saw with our own,
Well, I don't know about you
Naked
two,
fucking
but he's
eyeballs.
got my number.
he's got
Well,
your number.
He's
Do you guys like talk on the weekends and shit?
Yeah, I'm part of the Reno Defense Squad. That's actually my secret mission here.
wow,
is
you
that
failed on
type
your
of
first
podcast.
day.
That's what
Yeah.
that's why he's got my number.
You can plan your outfits together.
Did he like? Does he have something on you?
We
Like,
all
did he?
love
Does he
bow
got like?
ties. Listen, it's just he caught me in a bow tie one day, and I'm going to be honest. I've never actually met Reno Bortolan, so it's always funny to hear because progressives have been hating on Reno Bortolan for like years and years.
Mainly because he pretends to be one.
Yeah. But then almost every action that he takes is against.
Oh, that's a good
progressive.
segue.
Yeah, it is. See?
Ooh, wow, that's
Yeah,
magic.
so
Almost every
that's a nice
action.
segue to the city council meeting that happened last night,
That's right.
where the council voted to support the new hospital location. And okay, here's the thing: I don't really know all of the details about this vote, but
It's pretty complex.
this
though.
is symbolic, is it not? They don't actually have any power to decide where this goes, or not much anyway, right? Like they don't.
You wouldn't think so because of the nature of the thing that they were voting on, right?
Yeah, it sounds like they were voting to support the province in their. I don't even know. It was a very strange thing that
Yeah.
they were voting on.
Explain it to the people, and then they'll maybe understand why it seems like a performative
Yeah,
action.
so I'll read the article from the Windsor Star. This is our boy Brian Cross,
Oh,
Mr.
fuck.
Copy Editor Extraordinary.
Did he
himself.
change the font this time?
He did. There's only one typo that I could find this time. And I don't like making fun of the guy for typos, but
Whatever. It's his
Fuck
job.
so council supports new hospital and location in 7-4 vote. In a 7-4 vote following a passion-filled debate and 6 hours of delegations Monday, City Council threw its support behind construction of a new acute care hospital at its much-criticized County Road 42 proposed location. The people speaking numbered around 50, not including the 130 written submissions, and they included nurses, doctors, business people, students, as well as people who've led the fight against and for the location during this protracted debate. There were also patients and family members who described the inadequate conditions within the existing two locations of Windsor Regional Hospitals, some sections of which were more than a century old. Right away, the media is doing that thing where they're setting up the boundaries of this debate, and they're going to be talking about the inadequacy of the old hospitals, which is not up for debate. That's people who are against the fucking location they're not against new hospitals. Like this dumbass fucking, this framing of this argument is, people who don't like it.
The idea is that it has to be either a brand new mega hospital in a completely different location or live with the old shitty one.
Yeah, there's no like, why don't we build many hospitals all over the fucking place?
Yeah.
None of that. Like,
Increase the accessibility to healthcare to people who actually, need it. And
yeah. So like the people who are against the location.
Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah. people who are against the location are automatically against hospitals, and they want you to die on the street in a gutter.
How dare you?
But the important, like, well, not the important thing, but one of the things about this is that, and this has been consistent, you know, give Reno and the other faux aggressives on council, give them credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Reno and Chris Holt and Fabio Costante and Kieran McKenzie have been against this shit from the jump. The four of them have been consistently against the location of the new hospital, and
That's
they were in
nice
this.
to
They were the four. They were the four
Yeah.
votes against it.
We agree with them on this thing.
I mean, it is in their interest. Their wards are the ones that are most
Yeah.
affected.
Yeah.
At least the three of them. Kieran is an exception, but Kieran is also, I think, far more progressive than any of the other councillors. So
Kieran is definitely the most progressive counselor on that
yeah,
entire board.
he isn't saying a lot, but
No, but
he is.
still, he is.
so yeah. I mean, we've talked a little bit about the hospital location on this podcast before, but
Yeah.
I mean, either one of you want to sum up why it's a fucking bad idea?
Well, the fact that it's okay, so the current hospital is centrally located. So a
Two
lot of
hospitals.
yeah, the current two hospitals are centrally located, and it's easy for people who don't have access to, you know, their own transportation. They have to rely on public transportation, things like that, to get there. This new location is way out where, like, it's
Yeah, by the
east-
airport.
Yeah,
It's in the
out by-
literal southeast corner of the city boundaries.
Yes.
It's in the county.
So it's not.
It's not in the county, but it's in the
accessible at all.
county.
Like, not at all.
No.
And that's my big problem with it, is that the location of it is completely ridiculous, and it's only going to serve people who can drive their cars there.
I mean, that was a big part of why it was criticized. It's just because, like, and also, like, Windsor has I mean, it's bad for so many aspects, like, so many, like, intersections
Yeah.
of the population. But, like,
Yeah.
we have an aging population that, like, are they going to be able to make it all the way to the county road to, like, get their visits and stuff?
That's
Probably
right.
not.
And we're creating, like, a much longer trip for emergencies that have to get there.
And we've talked about it, like, in our communities, and you know, the camp, the major group that's sort of been set up against the location has been doing great work for years, fighting this in court,
Yeah.
getting public relations. I mean, the biggest thing for me is that, like, they've literally they picked a location that is absolutely as far away as possible from the two wards that have the poorest populations and most racialized populations.
Yeah.
Like, literally, Ward 2 and 3, who are the two wards that are furthest away from this,
Yep.
are by far the most impoverished, by far the most non-white.
Yep.
And like, the CBC article did a really good job. Well, they didn't do a really good job, but they at least amplified the voice of Princess Doe, who is someone that I will definitely be asking to come on this podcast eventually, because she's amazing. Princess Doe, who's, I believe, a law student at the University of Windsor, she was the only only article or anything that I could find where they were talking about the racialized aspect of this, and how, like, communities of color were not consulted for the location of this hospital, and how that's fucking racist.
Yeah. I couldn't find any information on any like marginalized communities being consulted.
Yeah,
At
it
all.
wasn't. They didn't really consult any communities except for the wealthy and the county, frankly.
Of
but
course.
you know, that's not unusual. But Chris Holt kind of said some things here that it's weird agreeing with Chris Holt, because I really don't like him. I actually don't like him more than I don't like Reno.
Yeah. Chris Holt's a piece of shit.
But he said, quote, "Do I believe it will cause irreparable damage to the city? Yes, I do. Do I believe the infrastructure deficit will skyrocket? Yes, I do. Do I believe high-risk residents who choose to live close to their health care will suffer? Yes, I do." He also believes that clinics now located near the existing hospitals will move out. So he's basically saying all the same things we are. It's like, it's far away from the people who need it most, who don't have transportation, who are more likely not to have transportation.
Yep.
And also, like, the infrastructure costs. We're going to pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to upgrade the roads, upgrade the transit system, to make it go to a fucking location where right now there's nothing but an airport.
It's literally in the worst location they could have possibly chosen.
And we know why they did this. They did this because the land around there has been owned by developers for a long time. Mm-hmm. And what's a way to increase the value of land? Put a fucking hospital near it.
Yep.
Jeez.
So, like, we know that's what's happening. They hide it behind all this rhetoric about we need new hospitals, and we do need new hospitals. But the reason it's being built there is because they're sucking developer dick. That is what they've been doing since day one.
That's all they ever do.
That's all they ever do. That's all Reno and Chris do too. They just in this particular instance, it was not in their ward's
Not
interest.
in their ward, so they don't want it to happen.
Yeah, like if they were, if Reno was the fucking Ward 10 councillor, he would be voting in favor of this. 100%, because the other
Absolutely.
liberals on council, like Gary Kasich and Jim Morrison, who are also liberals, they voted for it because it benefits their wards more.
Yep.
Wow.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That
Anyway, so there's that.
happened.
So I don't know if this changes anything. This is where Jane will talk about this next week, I'm sure. I'd love to get Philippa from camp on here eventually. Lots of people. I'm just making a list of the people we want to have on.
We should write that down, actually, at some point.
Philippa would do it, I think.
Cool.
And they could more articulate the battle that's been going on for a decade.
Yeah, they
over
could give
this.
some more insight into it.
Yeah. Well, we're at an hour.
Holy shit.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies with Mo Akbar.
We haven't dropped
That's what they
that third South Park reference yet. When
I
did
did
Kenny
by
die?
referencing South Park, but
Okay, perfect.
you killed Kenny.
Oh, I'm a bastard.
That was weak. You
I
guys.
know, it was really weak. We weren't trying for it, okay?
But that's
we just
funny.
wanted to get
That's
the
it's
trifecta.
dry. That's how
Yeah.
you know.
You just don't understand,
Comedy?
highbrow comedy.
No, I don't.
Like
No.
South Park.
Yeah, I don't understand it. There's all kinds of things that we didn't talk about, like the fact that the police just can't stop killing black people, even in this fucking country.
They literally cannot.
They just can't stop doing it. They're like, oh, let's just keep killing black people.
Oh,
That's-
and
The cops be like, let's kill a black person.
they can't stop brutalizing Indigenous people and killing Indigenous people and killing black people.
Yeah, we
brutalizing
didn't
black
talk
people.
about the
Yes, Travis. Now come on. The police state is very equitable. They kill everybody.
Yeah,
It's true, they do kill
You should be
everybody.
less mad about it.
But Sheffield Matthews in Montreal was shot and killed by police a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we had a death in Ottawa too. Like it's unbelievable.
Oh, it's insane. A trans woman, a black trans woman in Toronto named Coco, was killed, and then the SIU and the police misgendered her
Oh
in
my-
their fucking write-up. So in death, after murdering her, they proceeded to strip her dignity away from her
and
even
just
further.
dead name her more.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Defund, abolish, demilitarize, fire into the sun.
Yeah,
All of them.
implode.
Did y'all talk about the election yet? Oh, that's gonna be fun.
We didn't, but we don't really have time, and
We talked about the election last week.
We did a
but
little bit.
not in depth because we were so mad about the tent city.
yeah, and and Biden hadn't been officially named yet, but I don't know.
I just want to make fun of him.
I also
we can make fun of him.
we can definitely make fun of him, and I know that I'm not alone in this, but I'm definitely getting criticism from all of my friends on Facebook for being a contrarian or just being difficult because
Yeah.
can't we just take this one win? It's not a fucking
not a
win.
win.
I'm happy
Yeah.
about Trump not being in power anymore.
Yeah, we're all happy
It's
about
great.
Trump not being in power, but we're also sad about the ruling class staying in power.
Yeah, nothing is going to fundamentally change for most people.
Yeah, exactly. That's like,
Is
come
the
on,
thing
man.
because it, but
Come on, man. That's such
I mean,
malarkey.
I
It
mean,
is.
I
It's
was on
hogwash.
I was on Twitter and I saw a video of, I think his name is Walter Matheson. He's like a Twitter guy or a TikTok guy.
Okay.
He's sort of annoying. He yells a lot about Trump. But he's
Wait, is that
he's
annoying?
very, very liberal. Yeah, but he's he does it in a very liberal way.
Oh, he's liberal.
Yeah.
So he just talks about his body parts and stuff.
Yeah, and I saw a video. I think it was of him stomping on Cheetos, which was funny for a second, and then it was like, but that's the extent of your criticism. Is that
Yeah.
the Orange Man is gone now?
Orange
So
man bad.
Orange Man bad. Yeah,
This is
exactly.
why I always had a problem with people just talking about the physical aspects of Trump that were disgusting. And it's like you're minimizing.
He has small hands. You know what that means?
Yeah, it's like so stupid. It's like, so your biggest criticism is that all you can come up with is body shaming and you have nothing else to say other than that. Like, why not talk about how the fact, he's a rapist. He's a horrible,
He's a
horrible.
proto-fascist.
Yeah, he's a fucking
not-
fascist.
He's a
Yeah.
proto-fascist. At
Yeah.
least. But I mean, at least we can look forward to at least 4 years of neoliberal war hawkery. It's gonna be great. Maybe maybe the U.S. will just get themselves into a new war. Maybe some proxy wars with China, something
Oh,
like
there's
that.
definitely going to be something.
But it's going to be woke though, because there's
Yeah.
there's a black woman in the White House now.
Black
Right, of
and
course.
Indian.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Though she
Yeah.
identifies as an American.
Of course she
As an
does.
American.
Or did until she ran for president.
As an American.
No, you're gonna make the TikTok song start in my head. I don't
Sorry.
want that.
There's a TikTok song like that.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing it.
My favorite like TikTok is there was this really obnoxious like Trump supporter.
Keep going, Mo. He's not going to stop.
I want to hear it. Now I'm waiting for it.
No.
All right, I'll have to listen to the isolated track after.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some premium content, fellas.
Yeah.
But there's this one Trump supporter who does there's some weird Joe Biden song set to that old 80s song. The 80s song is like, I don't want to lose your love or whatever. And he's so obnoxious about it. And it's just people's reacting to that video and just laughing in his face. And it's the greatest thing. It's like, listen, I know that spite never lasts. I know that feeling that you get when someone you hate suffers doesn't last. But sometimes.
But there's value in unabashed mockery.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other thing
It feeds my soul.
Trump is still the president until January 20th. I feel like people are forgetting that aspect.
Oh yeah, they think he's just gone right now.
And he's going to inflict maximal damage over the next couple months everywhere he can.
Yeah.
And his what was the Secretary of State, Pompeo? Is that his name? Mike Pompeo?
Yes.
He came out today and said that the transition of power would be smooth to a second Trump term. And is stoking this idea that, well, maybe they're going to challenge it in courts and maybe they'll win. And it's just it's just, I don't think this is over is my point.
Oh, it's definitely not over.
If America season 2020 continues with Trump somehow retaining the presidency, oh my God.
Yeah. Jon Snow, Joe Biden dies, but then does he?
He's reincarnated into Bernie Sanders or something.
Kamala brings him back. With her, I don't even know, with the red magic.
With her cop superpowers.
What's the woman? The red woman that's in the.
I have no idea.
You haven't seen Melisandre? That's her name.
You're talking about Game of Thrones?
Yeah, you don't know Game of Thrones.
It's also
I've
funny
seen
because
4
Melisandre is
episodes.
the whitest person on that show.
That's true. In an actual way, yeah.
To be clear, that was not a racist reference.
No. In fact, on that show, on the show that is literally the whitest show I've ever seen in my life, she's the whitest of all of them.
Okay, we're for the record, we're still talking about Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
right?
we are. You don't know Game of Thrones.
I'm going to set this one out.
Yeah, you shouldn't watch it. It doesn't end well.
I watched up to one episode where there's some gold being melted on somebody's head, and then I was like, well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was when it was still good.
I can't see this getting any better. Guess I'm done.
Yeah, it was a little racist, but still good.
Yeah, just a little.
It's still good.
Just a little
But
bit.
it's a fictional world, Travis. It can't be racist. What are you talking about?
Just a little racist. It's still good. It's still good.
I just love the scene where all the Dothraki, the only people of color in the entire show, just get completely wiped out in 4 seconds in one of the last episodes.
Infuriated
it's
me.
Oh my God. You literally sent all of the brown people in first and they died immediately.
Was the Dothraki the sexy ones?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jason Momoa was the
I really don't want to be the girl that likes Jason Momoa, but I would let him get in.
Everybody
really
loves
would.
Jason
I would let him get in.
I know you would. He's your type.
Absolutely, he is.
We're learning so much about each other.
Yeah, this is great. Welcome to the podcast, Mo.
I love it.
Okay, so before we
I
go,
might throw some Astagfirullah here just to give myself cover here and there, but it's just a me thing. Don't worry about it. Anybody
fair.
listening who doesn't know what that means, don't be frightened.
I don't know that.
We do have one thing we have to talk about before we end.
Yeah, we do. We had to talk about the fact that we're officially asking people for their hard-earned money.
Woo!
To make it our hard-earned money.
Help us retire. Well,
please let us expropriate your labor.
Yes.
Patreon.com/thisisfalse. We finally did it. We have not enough listeners to pull this off, but we're gonna try it anyway. We already have one, so we have to shout out Star Malash.
Star Malash.
On the Lenin tier. We don't need to say the tiers, but that's a little personal information. But she's on the Lenin tier. Go to patreon.com/thisisfalse to figure out what Lenin tier means.
It's
and it's really exciting. Exactly. Don't we all just want to be Lenin tier?
Yeah. So if you go to patreon.com/thisisfalse, you can sign up for any amount of money that you want to give us. All of it, preferably. But There's
Give us
different
all of the
tiers,
monies.
and basically we're just we're exploiting Ev's labor as well, because all of the things you'll notice
Are made by Ev.
are made by Ev. You have talent, make things for us, and we'll give them away. T-shirts,
That's what I'm used to.
patches,
Yeah.
soap.
I'm gonna make
Anarchy
some soap. Gonna make some red and black soap.
Yeah. Secret things that you're going to do to people's bodies.
Yeah.
If they donate a lot of money.
If you donate a lot of money, I will secretly do something to your body.
Yeah, we can't say what for legal reasons.
That's right. But like, hit me up. Let me know.
That's the revolutionary tier.
Yes.
We didn't even publicize that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if
You
you give
gotta-
us a lot of money, we'll hook you up.
We'll fuck you up.
We'll make you hurt.
This could go either way.
Yeah.
It could be anything at this point.
Also, maybe I'll jump in at the beginning, but the poem that you would have heard right off the start of the episode is by our good friend LN Woodward, who we hope to have on the podcast someday. She's got a great story to tell. I mean, great her life is very interesting. Is my point. She's a poet. She's experienced a lot of things.
Yeah.
But that was her poem "Eviction Notice" at the beginning of the episode.
That poem made me cry.
It was. If you don't cry, listen to that poem. I think Mo hasn't heard it. We should probably.
No, I have not. I will blind react on the Patreon only, folks. Patreon.com.
Patreon only content. Mo crying.
Sign up for Lent tier. Hey, it's worth it because I don't cry often. Let me tell you. But I'll shed a single tear here, or maybe more. Find out on Patreon, folks. Patreon.com.
Or maybe you'll have no reaction and realize we've just brought a sociopath onto the podcast.
That's what they tell me. That's what they tell me.
They're all wrong, though.
My last podcast.
That's why you're no longer on Chud City. Is it?
My own podcast. I kicked myself off my own podcast because that's how frightened I was of myself.
You heartless bastard.
Oh yeah, go check out Chud City too if you're listening to this. There's only one episode up on YouTube, right? Is that the?
Yeah, and I'm trying to get 50 Twitch followers because that's when you get money. So I think
that's all you need.
Yeah,
why are we on Twitch?
Yeah,
let's get on Twitch with this shit.
Look, we should be on everything.
Yeah. Well, we're old.
I might just change my name. So let's say twitch.tv/this is false. Coming soon. Follow me.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Just finish this brand merger here.
But yeah, Chud City's cool. You did some media criticism, media breakdowns of one of Sandy Hudson's interviews, right? That was the main.
Yeah, of course. That's all I've been able to do in 2 months. Look at me, not having to force myself to be productive. Take that as a lesson, folks.
That's why we brought you on here. We're going to make you do things every week.
It's going to be so good for me.
Yeah.
It actually probably will be.
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast has been pretty therapeutic.
The endorphins are going. I'm really feeling all the love.
I could even think about maybe going for a jog, but I'm going to eat a burger instead.
I'm going to make a little personal pizza. Maybe order some KFC too.
See, that's the way to do it.
Oh, hey, and follow us on Twitter. Jumping all over the place here. We have 30. We have 30 followers now, so we are moving up in the fucking world.
Yeah, we are.
Over here at This Is False Pod.
Put those retweets in.
Yeah, I got to put in the work. That's the thing.
And Travis,
Twitter's hard, man. Twitter's actually hard to build a following.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do Twitter. Travis gave me the password for the This Is False Instagram, so get ready for some heinous shit coming your way.
Oh my god, I have so many memes to share with that account.
Oh yeah, we'll get you the password.
Oh
too.
hell yeah, do it.
There's so many good ones.
Let's get out of here.
Nah.
Do you know our sign off, Mo?
No, let's hear it.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, I say that in real phone calls. This is great. I'm gonna put it so out here. Bye.
Bye. Well, that was another episode of This Is False Podcast. Thanks for listening. This is your favorite PSAC, Ev Irish. You can find us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at This Is False Pod. And you can reach out to us on email to complain about, whatever you want, or say some nice things, or, like send us money or something. I don't know. This is False Podcast at protonmail.com. That's thisisfalsepodcast@protonmail.com. And also on Patreon, because we're on Patreon now. You know, like, give us your money. It's, what is it? Patreon.com/thisisfalse. I feel like that's right. Patreon.com/thisisfalse. I'm really fucking the dog on this one. Alright. And one last thing, there's a podcast that you should check out. It is called Outside the House, with Katie Robertson is the person who does it. It's a lefty pod from Edmonton, and they talk about, they have all sorts of fun lefty guests on, and talk about all sorts of rad shit. So I just totally butchered this outro. I might record it again, but I don't know. I think it's probably because I didn't use my advertising voice. Anyway, see you next week. I'm going to say words. It's totally fine. Okay. Well, this is Ev again. I can't do the selling voice again.
I'm gonna go in the bedroom instead because it smells like pee out there.
Nice.
I suppose I pee in here too.
Peace. Damn it, Travis. Well, that was another episode of This Is False. This is your favorite PSAC, Ev, Irish. Find us wherever you find your fuck my life.